Yeah.
All right, so let's get started now. We could. I'm about to just
Just play that.
I mean, I'll play the music after we're done with this.
The
little conversation that we finna had.
Finna
have. Zap, what was you talking about? Your experience with the butt?
Oh, with weed.
So I had one experience where I picked up my man's, and I did a video shoot, and he made a joke earlier in the day, and I guess I didn't react to it. So I remember I dropped him off, and I was on my way home, and I started laughing like and I wanted to tap him, like, "Hey, bruh." And I looked to my side, nobody was there.
No.
I said, yo. I grabbed the steering wheel, was like, yo, bro. Like, I was so scared because it was a joke he cracked earlier, but I guess it was just like a delayed laugh.
No, what you mean you guessed it was a delayed laugh? 100%.
Nobody was in the car. And I'm laughing. I'm about to tap him like, bro, you funny.
No.
Nobody was there.
No. That's a different level, bro.
I said, nah, I'm good off this.
Yeah, bro. Nah, bro. Hey, tell me, you ever smoked weed before?
Smoke, yeah.
What?
You knew this though.
Yeah, remember it was that period when I don't want to say anybody else's name.
Oh, I do know that.
You knew
did
this.
Smoke weed before.
You knew this, yeah.
They don't know that though.
Oh yeah, they did.
Welcome to the party. Welcome to the party. Hey, bro, you don't got no weed scares?
Okay, the scariest. Okay, one time I remember, I think I had smoked and an edible later that day.
Oh, in the same
Same day.
Boy.
Yeah, in the same day. I remember.
No way. Yeah,
Bro,
you
that
was trying to go.
Yeah, that was the best. This
You
was
was trying to go.
Yeah, this was recent. This was during the pandemic.
That was the best what?
That was the best pizza I ever had in my life.
Oh,
Hey, bro.
I thought he was about to say peace.
what, bro? I was say, yo, what?
I said,
The
nah,
best
don't do that.
pizza? No way.
Yeah, that was the best. That was the best pizza. And I remember I was in the car. Dario was there. I remember. Yo, this is crazy time.
Hey, bro, shout out to Dario.
Yeah, shout out to Dario. I remember I was in the car and I remember he was driving and he told me to close the door, but I wouldn't close the door. Like he was driving and I wouldn't close the door. And then another time, I was driving this time and I remember we was driving a Odyssey. So you know those like minivans. So we driving. And I turned around and I looked at Dario. I was like, yo, Dario, it feels like I'm driving a spaceship right now, bro.
Hey, bro.
Like, I legit felt like I was floating on the highway, bro.
I'm telling you, they should abolish all weed in the world. I don't care.
Why?
Because it's not good for you.
But they have
You hear it?
medical.
You
What
understand?
about the medical?
Man, medical schmedical. Eh? Medical schmedical. Nah, I mean, I do understand that part. You feel me? Do help, with that type of stuff. But, bruh, you ain't just hear this man's story, bruh? He thought somebody was in the car that's not there, bruh.
Yeah, but that's
dependent
on the strength level, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
He was smacked. Did you just have a story similar to that?
Yeah, I did. I didn't even tell you, bro. It was this one road that we be on. I take this road all the time. Like I drive on the street faithfully, and it's a very quick drive, very fast. This day, bro, after you feel me, we had smoke. I was on that road for 45 minutes, bro.
Hey, bro.
And we driving with the windows, all the windows down. It's me and my man Noah. We in the car, and we not even talking though.
Yeah.
Like, it's no words being said, bro. And it's my man, like, you feel me? And we just in the car, just mad silent, all the windows down because we both feel like we can't breathe. We both, and I'm like, no, I can't believe this is happening.
Y'all
right
are
now.
bugging.
And it's like no matter how much I press the gas, the car is just, you feel me? It's stuck where it's at. And I'm like, nah, I can't go like this no more, bro. I can't.
No, it's crazy because I don't even remember any crazy time I had. The only thing I can remember is that one time when we was in high school and we was at Thomas' crib. And man. It was like,
shout out to Thomas.
It was like one of my boys. You probably don't know
him.
It was like 30 of us at his crib, bro. We was just on some dumb young bull stuff. And then after we had smoked and then we went to Hibachi and we driving and I just put my head out the window and I see the sign that say we sell boxes.
And he just started.
So I'm screaming out the window
down
like,
the highway. We sell boxes.
I'm just like, bro, and like I look back, I'm like,
hey, you don't hear all these weed stories, bro? You think they should sell weed available for everybody?
Just exactly. just dumb. Just I'm like, bro, and not like just like thinking back, I'm like, bro, like what was the purpose, bro?
What was the purpose?
Like what was the purpose?
Terrible. It was a terrible experience.
Guys,
It was a wonderful experience, but it's terrible. We thank God for renewal.
Renewal of what?
Your mind.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Oh my God, man. Yo, so that's it with the crazy weed stories, right?
That's all I got, man.
I had more.
Because I feel like some of us might have more than one, and we just pretending like
So because I shared one earlier, but I didn't know y'all want to hear that story again.
No. Let's see what.
So
I know Zan got all this.
No, I wasn't. I didn't smoke that much. It's another edible story.
Yeah,
I was in. It was when I went out to LA with
man.
an old partner, and we took an edible, and they have like the dispensaries over there. So it said to take one, so I followed instructions. I took one. She said, "Man, take another." I'm like, why? It said to take one. She said, why you being, you know what I'm saying? I can't say the word. Why you? I'm like, you're not about to insult me like this. So I said, I'm a man. I took another one. Bruh, we got to the hotel we was supposed to stay at. So mind you, I'm taking all the stuff out. I'm getting out the car, and she like, you left the car running. I said, no, I didn't. I said, no, I didn't. She said, bruh, the car is on.
No way.
I was about to leave out, car running, door open, everything. That's not even the worst part. So we get to the counter, and the lady, she's just like, yeah, like, she's, what's your name? All I hear is, whoa. So I said, huh? She said, whoa. But I'm looking shorty dead in their face, and I'm trying to calm down. I said, no, there's no way she's telling me this. So I said, I'm sorry, say that again. She said, whoa.
Yo, bro.
She looked at him, she was like, bro, something wrong with him. So I told my girl at the time, I'm like, yo, what did she say? She trying to play it cool. She like, mm-hmm. And the lady's like, whoa.
Yo, bro.
I said, bro, I'm sorry, I don't know what you said. Like, yeah, man.
Yo, bro, I think selling edibles should be considered a federal crime.
Hey, bro.
100%. Anything that can impair your ability to hear like that.
The moon.
How can somebody be speaking to you in English?
That moon, that one is. I never tried, but it was like, yo, that's the highest strand of. I said, bro, why would you want to do that?
I'm telling you,
moon dust.
I don't. My thing is, I be thinking like, why do people be so like addicted to smoking weed?
It's a feeling that we ain't going. I don't know. It's a feeling that I don't know.
It's. I mean, addiction is a real thing, though. Like, people get addicted to all kinds of things.
Yeah,
so
you're
I
right.
wouldn't.
It's niggas that's addicted to coke.
Yeah.
But I be thinking it's like
there's no like definitive explanation as to why.
Once something in your brain that
introduce something like that to your brain, you kind of want to continuously feel that way. You know what I mean? Like,
so it's like they
or enjoy how it makes you feel.
I feel like it's just people just chasing a reality that's not real.
Maybe
that could be it.
Maybe,
but
or they just like that feeling.
Yeah, you chasing that first feeling. The first feeling is that
it's the tone setter. Yeah,
chasing it. Then you get numb to it, and you gotta smoke more and more. And more.
Because it's people that like that feeling though.
Exactly, like they.
It's people that like, how we talking about it in a way like, all right, I don't want to never feel this again. It's youngins that love that.
They love
like,
it. Yeah.
You feel me? I remember I was telling the story to the joint like by my hand. They're like, bro, that's nothing, bro. And I'm like, yo, son, what, bro?
Yeah, bro. I'll never forget. One of my mans told me a story about one time he smoked. He said it was him, one of his boys, and somebody else in the room, and they was smoking. They was smoking whatever. And then he said that he looked to the right and he seen the devil.
Oh no!
And he was like, yo, he will never smoke again. And he said he was so scared, and like he was like literally like, and everybody in the room was just looking at him like, bro, like
what are you talking about?
Like what's good with you? And he was pointing like, bro, like y'all don't see this, y'all don't see it. And they just like, yo, like, we can't never smoke with this nigga again. But it's just like, imagine that, bro. Like,
that kind of memory does not leave your brain.
It doesn't leave your brain. So like when you sit there, I'm like, bro, like, if this is what it does to people, bro, I don't want no parts, bro.
Yeah.
And that's why even like I haven't taken part in that in like years. I can't even tell you the last time. Like I really don't remember.
Nah, bro. I just thought about another story, but you feel me? That story is a little ridiculous. It don't got nothing to do with me though. It's somebody else. So we gonna skip that story.
Yeah, we good. Yeah, yeah.
They all look alike. I was Victor Gold, now I hit a low, seen him fight for his life.
Hold on.
A couple chances, you done blew them all, now you searching for reasons.
Search for reason.
On his deathbed, praying to God or who he believe in. Living camouflage, but we see the truth like the Garden of Eden.
This is actually mad
Hit
cool.
a day, but he thought him out cause he called me losing. Hell of a life, you simmer down, now you begging and pleading. Damn. Lost souls, see them full of hoes, tell me what are you seeking? Hypocrite, gotta flip the script, better practice your preaching. Hit and gone like
You gotta hear him sing, bro. Hold on, no.
I know we could.
Oh.
Nah,
Hey, you might have to sing on here.
It's not a music pod. You
You might have to
remember
sing on
that.
here, bro.
You gotta remember that. Welcome to another episode of the Lessons from the Seven podcast. We have a very, 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 very
Special.
very, 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 very,
Yeah.
very, 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 very special guest with us today.
My God, today. Ladies
man.
and gentlemen.
Yeah, go ahead.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, go
the
ahead.
one and the only.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
The big Zamboni.
Yeah.
Big Zom is in the
Yes,
building with us
sir.
today, ladies and
Yes, sir.
gentlemen.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you very much.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, Skate.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Mr.
Yes, sir.
Zamba, no
All the
time
way
for
from Maryland.
nonsense. Yeah.
From
Zamba.
Maryland.
Yeah.
Welcome back, bro. I know you. The last time you came here, you were kind of like hanging
I
on
was
for
the
dear life to the
supporting cast.
microphone.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're supporting cast now. You
So
a
now
main
you're the main
character,
star.
Chair.
superstar. Pleasure to have you. Thank you for coming
Thank
to
you.
my home.
Thank you. Thank
You know,
you.
I honor you as a guest. We also have Kumi in the house as
Yes,
well.
sir,
Yes,
Skate.
Yes, sir.
Y'all can't see
Yeah,
it at the moment, but we're going to give him some flowers. I mean, some claps.
Yeah,
And all that good stuff, too.
Yeah. We wanted to say that he was here just because, you know, I mean, it feels weird not acknowledge his presence. So shout out to you, Kumi.
Yes, sir.
He just gave us a thumbs up. But Zamba, how you been? What's going on with you?
I'm blessed and highly favored, man. The Lord is always on the throne.
Amen
Yes,
to that. That's a good political answer right there.
It's like, nah, I'm good, man. Life has been a roller coaster to say the least. But I'm here, man.
Okay.
Amen to that.
See, it's funny because you remember like the one episode when I was like, you know, things is good and
Yep.
this and that and like
Yeah.
the other
August is August.
August is August, June
September
is
is
June.
September. Yeah.
So roller coaster, what does that mean, bro? Like I need some more. I need some more detail. You said like you gotta tell me what's going on,
So
bro.
I've been able to find joy in the midst of chaos.
Mm-hmm.
I feel as though God has been showing me a lot, and He's been removing things and added things to my life that I've never experienced. So now it's kind of like learning how to navigate through that and be submissive and obedient. My bad. Yeah, submissive and obedient, and trying to see, yo, God, is this you or is this my own thoughts? So, yeah.
That's good.
Okay.
I feel like one of the things. Well, I don't know if everybody struggle with this, but I feel like as guys, when it comes to like submitting to God, I feel like sometimes it's kind of. I think Sam talked about this before in one of the pods, where it's like it is like we got this sense of pride or this sense of ego, so where it's like saying certain things to God or being open to God in certain ways is like it's harder for us. You feel me? So when it comes to like really submitting fully, and then even like on earth, is like as men, who do we really submit to? You feel me? And I feel as if that since we don't have like since we're not like kind of pressed in the earthly way to submit to people, it's kind of hard to like submit to somebody that we can't tangibly
see.
see.
Word.
You know what I mean?
Word. You said in chaos though, just now, right? So
Yeah.
you feel like it's like life been kind of like chaotic recently?
It's been yeah.
Okay.
I feel like I'm also learning myself. So I think before dealing with like I guess people pleasing and certain unlearning bad habits. So while I've been doing that, I've been learning it in real time. Or like when I pray a prayer like, God, whoever doesn't need to be in my life, remove them. And he was like, oh yeah, I got you.
Don't worry, watch this.
Yeah.
And then to watch this was like oh dang, bro, okay. I see it.
Mm.
So I just just with that, it's been that's why I said chaos, because it's like I feel like I will always have like a support system of just different people to, hey bro, I got you like this. And I was like, I feel like God has just been saying, nah,
It's my turn.
you don't need all them. Like, come to me straight.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I like that.
That is good. I do want to hear about how y'all do it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want me to?
Yeah, you good, because I wasn't ready to talk about myself.
I know somebody just had a real big weekend.
Yeah,
so I don't know if you want to touch on it or not. You know, that's on you. But,
This past Sunday, my family and my fiance's family met officially for the first time.
yes, sir.
In our culture, Nigerian culture, we call that an introduction. And I had my guys, Sammy, Fisai was there as well, and a couple other guys. We was all at her crib, and man, I don't even know. It's,
and that's it. I feel like
I don't know.
I feel like we haven't even talked about it yet.
Yeah, we haven't.
Like, how did that feel, bro?
I'm still kind of processing it. I think earlier I had a moment where I texted her. I was like, "Yo, I really love you, yo," because I was like thinking about the day and my dad, you know, my mom and my siblings, and then y'all. So y'all know y'all are family now. Just goes what I say.
I've been in that.
Yeah. But since like just going through the whole day, I remember when we like walked in, and shout out to Dami for taking the photos, because literally when you look at those photos, it's like a storybook.
Yeah.
Before we walked in, I had a moment where I had to like kind of pray real quick, step in, and seeing my family come in, y'all come in, their family coming out, like into the living room, receiving us. Just that imagery is like, it's like witnessing, I don't know, it's like witnessing something heavenly, like, you know, something that happened in the heavenly places is happening on earth, you know. And as the day just continued to progress, at one point when they had me break away from you guys, when I went inside to go get Dio, we was just sitting there, and she was in the room, and I opened the door and was like turned around like I'm receiving my bride.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And family's right outside, and then when Dalton came to get us and we came outside, I was just like, man, this is really happening. And being in the moment, like just really, really being there. I remember I made it a point, like it's before we even walked into the door, I gave my younger brother, Abdul, my phone. So I'm like, I'm unplugged.
Yeah.
Right. And so I was just like, if anybody trying to reach me, I don't want to hear nothing. I'm here in the moment. So whole time I'm like just really trying to almost like record what's happening with my brain and just be able to remember all that. But I loved every moment, bro. I loved every moment. I didn't know we were gonna have to speak when they asked us to say it.
I could tell.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I didn't know we was gonna have to speak, but even what I said, I meant it. Like it came from the heart. And then of course for her, like seeing her literally become like I felt like we got married. I'm not gonna lie to you. I kind of felt like we got married. I felt like we got married without saying the vows and all that. I felt like we got married, and to do that in the presence of the people that I love the most and that we love the most, you know, it meant a lot. So it was dope.
Yeah, I'm proud of you, bro.
Yeah.
I was really there the whole time, just like, oh,
Yeah.
look at this guy.
I asked Sammy,
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. I was just blown away, bro.
I was gonna because I noticed that both of y'all were a little bit more toned down than you normally are. Like usually you guys are like in whatever's happening, but this time y'all was taking like a back seat. So how did y'all feel, you know, being there?
To be honest, even for me, I was trying to take notes.
Oh, really?
To where it's like, bro, like, let me see how this goes, because, bro, there's gonna come a time to where we all are going to experience that. So it's like now one of the things I'm trying to start doing is like when I'm in moments like this, bro, like try to peep everything that's going on. You feel me? Not only because, and then even the one point that you said about just being present in the moment, it was just crazy to me because I'm like, bro, out of everything that done happen, like we're here now.
Yep.
You feel me?
Yep.
From the beginning to all the,
Yeah.
the whole thing,
Shenanigans.
to where it's at now, it's like, dang, bro, like, I feel as if that it kind of just showed it showed me that, like, all right, number one, when you really want something or you decide, all right, bro, like, the games are done, then the games can be done. You feel me? And it's like you can really just lock in and actually commit to something. And just seeing it play out the way that it played out, I'm like, bro, like, this is really happening. And I think that was just something that we all kind of thought about in that moment. It's like, yo, like, this is it.
Yeah.
Like, this is it. It's finally here. And it's just like, dang, bro, like, I was happy, bro. And I feel like, even like you said, us not being as animated that day, it was one of those things that was like, dang, bro, like, it was a beautiful moment.
Thanks, bro.
You feel me? And I think that I was more so happy for you because I could even see it on your face. I'm like, bruh, like I said, look at this. I'm just looking at why Susan's laughing. I'm like, bruh, look at, like, it's actually like this right now. We're here because of them two. Like, they're the center of attention. Usually it's always Wasu on the other side, taking the pictures, organizing, blah, blah, blah. But this time it was like, nah, enjoy this. You feel me? You're not working. You're here, like, and so it was dope, bro. It was dope. Yeah.
Man, bro, that is a very sobering moment, bro. That's why I was telling you earlier. Like, I think those moments in life kind of like they sober me up, right? I think a lot of times, you want to have fun and you want to enjoy life, but I think there's certain moments where, like, hey, bro, this not even like this, nothing to play with, right? This is like a decision that is like final, and then even to be able to see like what has transpired before that moment. And I personally, I don't feel like that's something that that's like the route you went. That's not something everybody can do. Like,
oh yeah.
We don't got to talk about the route, but just the trial and and tribulations that you face. I don't feel like everybody can do that. I don't even think that's meant for everybody to do. So to be able to see you and her go through that type of, you feel me, battle and be able to make it to the other side like that, it's like it kind of showed me God for real, because it's like, hey, bro, it's really all things are possible. And it's something that I consider to be like heavenly almost, because it's like, dog, how do you get to this point? Like, I feel like off your own, like, willpower, off, like, as a man, I don't think it's possible to go through all that. Or as a woman, I don't think it's possible to go through what y'all niggas went through and get to that side and still be like, you feel me, be able to stand upright, you feel me, and do it in a positive and a purifying manner. Like, that's incredible to me, bro. So to be able to see that, I'm like, oh, nigga, this is like, and maybe it's possible for everybody, I don't know, but you feel me, I think that's like something you got to tap in with God, like, directly for, like how Zan was saying earlier. Sometimes people got to help you out along the way and pray for you. Like, nah. Certain stuff I feel like, hey, me and God gotta really tap in. Me and God, shorty tap in with God, and we gon', get to it. But I think that joint is ridiculous, bro.
All right. Zamba, how do you? I know you weren't there, but just knowing, things like what transpired as far as the introduction, just like, what do you look forward to the most as far as when is your turn? Like,
I think just seeing who God like made for me, like being like, yo, this is my person. Like, this is from God. This is my other half. So it's like we have to do things together. Like, I can't be selfish anymore.
Dang.
I gotta put their feelings above mine, and then vice versa. But it's like, that's a different type of love. And I don't think I'm a loving person, but to be able to say, like, no, this person comes first with every decision. So it's just like, you need to make sure her needs are satisfied. And it's like, what does that look like? And just blending in with someone else's family. I always wanted to be in I want somebody who's like family oriented, hopefully. So I do have a big family, but I grew up without like a lot. Like, I have like my older brother, my sister was shipped off, and like my two parents. So I want someone with like a big family where they could come over, I can go over there. So that's something I'll be looking forward to.
Yeah, that is actually very important. I think after I was talking to my dad today,
Mm-hmm.
and he had just gotten off the phone with her dad, right? And so there's certain points that have happened since being engaged that as a man going into it, I'd never really thought of. You know what I mean? Like, you want the families to be cool, but then you don't think about specific relationships.
Yeah.
Like my dad being cool with her dad. He got off the phone with her and he called me. He was like, yo, I just got off the phone with her dad. I was like, word? And he was like, they had like an extended, like almost like 40-minute conversation. You know what I mean? And seeing that actually happen while we were at the introduction.
I'm about to say that's why that was one of the things that gripped me the most. I feel like I'm kind of like an observant person, so observant. So when I'm looking at your mom talking to her mom or your dad talking to her dad, it's like, damn, like these niggas really like this
like
is
a
it
family
forever
now.
Like if it wasn't for them, they wouldn't even be chopping it up like this right now. Like just to see like what's happening because of this decision y'all made to be together, like the different relationships now that are being formed. I remember I was telling you like, her sister said something like when your dad was talking or your brother was talking, he was talking about how he nervous. Like, yeah, we family now. Just to be able to hear someone,
like on the other side,
that would have never even been a thing if y'all didn't make that decision. So to see what relationships can form because of that decision y'all made, bro, is so crazy to me. Like, I think we kind of underestimate sometimes the weight of those decisions. Like, hey, this is your family forever now. Just because somebody else in your family made a decision, like these decisions is heavy. Yeah. So just to see that, bro, it was dope. And like look, now your dad got a new friend for real.
Yeah, no, he does. He really does. He's like, he already invited him to because her dad's putting together a cookout on Labor Day, and he already invited my dad. Like, yo, I just met. I just met, but it's cool. And I told my dad, I was like, he's probably gonna want you because my dad is more of a reserved. He don't go out like he used to. So I told him he might have you come out a little bit more, which I honestly think that's what my dad needs. Like because when he's back home in Nigeria, that's what he's doing. He's outside mingling with everybody. But here, he don't talk to he talks to people, but he don't go out to see nobody. So hopefully that does help him out with that.
But them niggas end up being best friends. That would be sick.
But even with that, one of the things I was saying before, I was talking to one of my friends, and I was saying how like even for my mom, it's like she grew up with all boys in the crib. So it's like now when the time comes where we finally bring a woman home, and now there's like another woman in the crib that can like talk to my mom, tell my mom, they like do whatever. It's like, dang, bro, like I just wonder what that's gonna look like.
What's that gonna look like?
Because now it's like my mom gonna have somebody to where she can call her daughter, and it's like, dang, bro, like you ain't never had that before. So that's why I was like, even with stuff like that, it's just like, dang, bro, like you number one, you better come correct. You feel me? So it's like.
I was about to, that actually raises a good point. Would you say that it's important to find somebody that you could see interacting with your mother?
100%.
Absolutely, bro.
And how do you identify that in somebody?
I think you could kind of just see off the ask questions and then the interactions. Like if you're around your mom, or if you say I'm hanging out with my mom or stuff like that, see what their response is. It like a jealous response, like, oh, okay, or like, or it's like, yo, tell her I say what's up, or I want to.
I like that. I like that. I like
an initiative, like, oh, how's your mom?
To make a relationship.
Yo, can I tell your mom I'm trying to, certain stuff where you try to make yourself present. I'll start like observing, just like silently, just.
That's a little dangerous though, bro.
What?
I've been in that situation where she was pressed, but that wasn't it. There's some people that be pressed just for impressions.
And then
that's why
just to make an impression.
But that's part of it. That's not gonna be like
the only thing. Okay.
They ain't gonna last then. And I feel like I know my mother. For me, like I know who she gonna rock with and who she not gonna rock with.
Okay.
Like, for me, so I just based off of a girl personality. Oh yeah, my mom ain't gonna like you, gang. Yeah. You feel me? And it's like, you feel me? And it's like it don't gotta be too much.
That's true.
Real. And granted, my mother, for me, she's one person that I think kind of like loves everybody.
But
I think there's also like levels to it. You feel me? Like she can tolerate people, but I think there's other people. But like I said, I think she do be pressed sometimes, like to just like because what Danny was saying about her like growing up in the crib is all of it, me, my brother, and my dad. For me, and it's. Sometimes we don't be agreeing with her, and she feel like, oh, when my daughter-in-law come, it's gonna be us.
It's gonna be dead.
So I know she also like longing for that. So, but I do think that it's a bit. I think it's kind of easy to tell like who gonna be able to rock with my mother or not.
Yeah.
Because I know her personality. I know what she's gonna go for. I know what she's not gonna go for. I mean, I don't think I've ever been surprised about like someone I brought home that was cool with her or like that messed with her well. Like, and then there's people that I brought home and she like, yo,
That ain't it.
I feel like sometimes
like, hey, it's over with. For
it's
that one.
like certain. I just wouldn't even bring you to my mother, bro, because it's just like I know how just like Sam says, like I know how she will react to certain things, and it's like if you don't carry yourself a certain way, or and within a Nigerian household, there's certain things that is like when you come to somebody else's crib,
Yep.
it's like bro, like there's certain things that you should just know to
honor,
do.
yeah.
You feel me? And it's like that's literally the one thing that I feel like they all do. People, even for me, bro, I don't care if I'm going to another girl crib or something like that. The first thing I'm doing.
How you doing, miss?
Yeah, like I'm
How's it going,
showing
sir?
respect.
Yep.
You feel me? Because it's just like, yo, I understand that. Like, number one, and I think, especially when it comes to like first impressions, or even if you're just going into somebody else's space, where you gotta, I don't want to say that you should treat it better than your own space, but it's like you should like treat their space with like
just as much respect.
just
Man, you
as
gotta
much
put your
respect,
best
bro.
foot forward, bro.
So it's like, God forbid, I'm going to go meet a shawty's parents, and I walk into it, and I'm looking crazy, or I'm not presentable, or I'm not even
Dang.
just like getting myself to the point to where it's like, bro, like if you want to be here, then not just show your best self, but be that all the time. You feel me? Like start practicing being that person that you want to be. Like in your everyday life. So now when you get to the point where you meeting them and you talking to them, it's like water, you feel me? So
Wait, so question, you said something earlier where you were saying like you your mom would know like the girls who she would like,
That ain't it.
Word.
Were you bringing them to her, or were you showing like a picture?
Nah, it would be like on a chill though. Like if I bring in girls to the crib, I like, mom, this such and such.
So
and
you brought,
yeah, like
you
I'll
brought
bring,
girls to the-
like she'll see a girl like when she in the crib,
Uh-huh.
and the next day or so will come and she'll be like, hey, that girl that you had here the other day, I don't know if this girl is the one. I don't know if this girl is the one. You know what I mean? So it'll be stuff like that. But and then it's crazy because it have been times where I done brought a girl to the crib, and it's like the first time she met my mother, she in the crib cooking with her. So it's like I done seen both. Like I bring a girl to the crib one day, and my mother not rock with her. She tell me the next day or 2 days later, whatever the case is. And I seen another case where the first time this girl came to my house ever, the first time my mother ever saw this girl in her life, they in the kitchen cooking together. And it's like, yo, bro,
What's happening?
You don't feel like that was performative, or that
For
was
who?
genuine?
my
On
mother.
whose behalf?
The girl.
The girl? Because your mom not
Nah,
going.
'cause
Mom
she
lived there, yeah.
she don't. It's not like my mom. She didn't ask to do it. That's why I'm saying my mother be pressed sometimes too. Like, I mean, but I love it though. Again, like Danny was saying, you feel me? She get around for me, other women, and she's like, all right, yeah, let's go ahead and make this work, or let's create something here. But I don't think it was performative because it wasn't her that initiated it. My mother was doing it.
Okay.
yeah, and even with that, one of the things that I do like that my mom does is that she tries to make them feel welcome. Like regardless if she liked them or not.
Well,
It's
she'll
like-
make you comfortable.
Yeah, because it's like, bro, at the end of the day, it's like you're a human being.
That's her personality.
Yeah, you feel me? So
Yeah.
it's like I'm gonna allow you to feel welcomed in this space, but it's just like we gonna see if this is gonna last or not. And I feel like my mom be knowing sometimes, like certain people that it's just like she just be like, bro, like why you even showing me this person? So it's just it really depends, bro.
You ever brought anybody home?
No, that's we gotta ask this question properly because we know you brought people home all the time. Have you brought somebody?
Yo, you say all the time? Go
Have
ahead.
you brought somebody to your crib and mom was like, nah, it's over with?
No, but I showed her a picture. I showed her a picture one time because it was like a girl who I wanted to take serious. So I'm like, hey, yo, Ma, go look. And she looked at her. Why are her eyes like that? She said, this is not for me.
Why her eyes like that is
So I'm looking. I'm like, yo,
bro.
how you look at the pic? But I mean,
Word.
sometimes moms can see
100%.
things that you can't. But
100%.
that
Why'd
was
you?
the only time I don't be bringing people.
Why, so I was going to ask, why, if you wanted your mom, because our moms are old school, they like pictures not going to do too much. They'd rather see the person in person. So why didn't you just
That's
bring her
probably
home?
like a
I
spur
just
of the
think it
moment.
was the time. Like I don't. The person's never been to my house.
Your crib?
At
Copy.
that time. So it was just like this was someone that I wanted to. I'll see her from time to time,
Mm-hmm.
but Yeah, so I was like, yo, mom, before I, want to do this, and she was like, no.
And you decided it's clip after that.
I was being stubborn. And
Yo, I was about to talk about that.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead, fool.
Yeah.
I was being stubborn, and I think life just played out with me and the person, we're still cool, but
Okay.
it just didn't make sense. I think I was just trying to rebound
Trying to
off
force
of
it.
one relationship. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Go ahead.
Nah, I just know how that goes. Hey, dog, this one time, bro, I brought this girl to the crib, and my mother told me, African moms be talking about like, oh, I had a dream like this. So she get to telling me about a dream. I'm like, bro, like, feel me? Watch out, bro.
Yeah.
But, you know what I'm saying? So she told me what happened in the dream, and like verbatim, bro. Verbatim. Me and Shorty, for me, we kicking it, and time going by, and then like the exact situation that she said,
That she saw in the dream.
you feel me, like not the exact, like almost like if I was to give like a subtitle to it, you feel me? So it's like, yeah, that same thing happened, but it's like a different version of it. The same thing happened. And I remember after the fact, I'm sitting down in the crib, I said, yo, my mother did say this was gonna happen. I said, nigga, what the is this? No, that joint blew my mind. But again, you feel me, niggas being stubborn, I could have avoided that whole thing. But you know how we like to be, because they have dreams all the time.
All the time.
So it's like, bro,
Yeah,
which one
so
do I
you
really?
All the
You
time.
can't,
You know what I mean?
just be like, bro, if you don't want me to go, why don't you just say
Just
it?
tell me that, bro. Don't
Those
tell
are
me
the
God
dream.
did this and
Yeah.
God, whatever. We thank God for them though, and all their dreams that they be having.
Wait, so my question to you would be like, when it comes to that time that you like taking somebody serious, how would you know, like, all right, this is the person that I'm gonna start bringing around the homies, I'm gonna start bringing around my friends, I'm gonna start introducing X, Y, and Z, that type of stuff.
Okay, so I feel like my mindset on it, mindset on it now is different from before. But if you were to ask the old me, bro, I moved too quick.
Oh,
So
yeah.
for me, it was like after a month, so I would ask the right questions. Don't get me, my heart will be in the right place. But I think I have an issue of like going off potential instead of what's like getting to really know the person. So I'll ask the right questions. Then I'll be like, man, I asked a month worth of questions. I'll ask all types. Man, how would you, because my brain, I think of so many different scenarios.
Right.
So when I ask them, dang, I never thought about this. So I'm asking them all scenarios. So you ask them after a month, I'm like, I'm ready to, like, let's go.
Hey,
Let's go.
bro.
And then I'll wife them. But when you know what I'm saying, after a month, that's not really,
It's nothing.
that's nothing. So your question was,
Like-
how do I apply?
Now,
Like,
how would you know?
How do you
How do you
know?
know?
Because you said before that like now that you realize that you used to move too quick. So it's like now with like everything that you learned from like past experience and stuff like that, when it comes to like seeing somebody and say, all right, like this may be it. Like what does that look like? And I don't know if you dealing with anybody now.
No.
Put that up, but
Don't
it's
tell
like
us.
it's like what does that look like to where it's like, okay, bro, the boxes are checked. This makes sense. You feel me? Now let's see if I can introduce you to my peoples.
So I think a few things I would do differently now would be see if they have the fruits of the spirit. I just learned about that. So
Yes, sir.
That was
Skate.
good. That was good.
Yeah, hold on.
I just learned about that. So
sir.
That was good.
So, if they have the fruits of the spirit, gentleness, peace, all of that, then I think before, one thing I would skip past red flags. If I like everything else, I wouldn't acknowledge the red flag. So I think now it's off bucks from jump. If they say something like, yeah, I don't really like guys who do insert whatever, and let's just say I do it. Before I'll be like, girl, shut up. You just brush it off. But now it's just like, no, they told you from jump. Like so now it's just like, okay, what do you mean by that?
Yeah,
Where
100%.
are you getting at?
Break that
And
down
then
for me.
Really, like, all right, they said this, so don't take it lightly. Like, this may come up in another way, because one situation that I was dealing with, the signs were there before, but I was so busy looking at other things that I didn't realize, like, no, she told you everything you needed to know in the beginning, but you chose to neglect it. So I think those would be two things that I would do differently, and then just talk to God about it. I feel like I have a better relationship where I can challenge God in a way where I just be like, yo, God, if this is what I need to do, let me run past. I did this recently where I was just like, yo, God, if you want me to do this thing, if you want me to change this, let me run past Galatians 5:16.
Randomly.
Randomly. I saved it in my phone. A video, pastor, Galatians 5:16, same day. I said, all right, I got you.
That's it.
Heard you loud and clear.
100%.
So
Wow.
it's like, that's how I'll do it in a way where I've been doing that. And I've been, yo, God, if you don't want me to do this, boom. And it'll come like that. So I feel like with me drawing closer to him, I have a better understanding of what he sounds like or what he feels like. So now if I'm going to him about a woman, God, what does she look like? I finally got to write down a list of the stuff that I wanted in a woman. My therapist told me that a long time ago. I never did. Negotiables, non-negotiables.
Okay.
So I finally wrote it down. And one thing I just do is I pray over it. I put it in the Bible, the Proverbs 31, put it right there, and I pray over it. And be like, God, you going to sort it out. That's not my problem. You going to sort it out.
Woo-wee. Boy,
Actually,
that
like-
was beautiful.
I
It was-
actually
I-
like
it's-
that.
That was
Go ahead.
powerful.
Yeah, I like that, and I say that because I feel as if that a lot of people be pressed when it comes to getting into relationships or getting involved with people, and I think that what happens is that we try to impose our own will before even going to God, asking Him like, "Yo, is this cool?
This is
Like,
where I'm supposed to be.
is this something that I'm supposed to be doing?" Because I feel like sometimes, like God will literally have you in a season to where you're supposed to be sitting by yourself, focusing on Him, get drawn closer to Him, but instead you're allowing relationships to distract you from doing what He has called you to do. And I feel like we got to be aware of that. And I think that even how you put it to where, all right, bro, like these are my non-negotiables and these are the things that I desire, whatever it may be. And you just like, all right, God, boom, I'm putting this in your hands. I'm gonna pray about it. I'm a submit it unto you. And then whatever happens is what happens. And I feel as if that like even building that trust, just knowing that, okay, bro, like, at the end of the day that you're gonna be good.
Yeah.
Because you already submitted everything unto God. And I think that is how, not only just in relationships, bro, but within everything that we do in our lives, like even with the field I'm in, the field that you're in, the field that you're in, the field that you're in, it's like with everything that we do, I feel like sometimes we try to muscle our way through.
Yeah.
We think that, work, but what people don't understand, bro, is that you can work as hard as you want, bro. But I feel as if you're not in that lane that God wants you to be in, it's like, bro, all that work is gonna be in vain.
It's fruitless.
You
Yeah.
feel me? So
I was gonna say, as men, growing up, I didn't really take my relationships before God like that. It was just kind of like, if I felt like this was where I was supposed to be at, let me be there. And so hearing you say, all right, God, this is, I'm finally at the place where I'm ready for what you have in store for me, as opposed to just what I think I want. That's good. What was some of the non-negotiables that you wrote down?
Non-negotiable, they can't be emotionally selfish.
Emotionally selfish. Dang.
Yeah. So
Bro, these is
Dang.
this is like what you build your crib on though. So this is like
I love women. Like, that's my issue. So when you were talking about distractions, I would get distracted when I'm in a relationship. Like, I won't put out music. I'll be so like engulfed in them. So the thing is, like, givers most of the time be attracting takers, and I'm a giver naturally. So it'd be people who can see that, and I'm learning what boundaries look like. I didn't know that. So before, somebody could just ask me something, I'd just be like, I got you. I was talking to Queen, like, in the car about this, where it's just be like, yo, somebody could be like, hey, bro, hey, bro, hop on this song. And I'd be like, all right, bet. And it'd just be like, why?
what?
You know what I'm saying? Like, the boundaries.
There's no
is like,
vetting at all.
It don't make sense. So, going back to that, it's the women that I used to date, they would take a lot from me, where I'll feel drained at the end, and I'll just look stupid, and I'll be like, dang, and I can't be mad at nobody. So I don't blame, I don't victim blame. I just always try to assess and be like, what did you do wrong, or why did you allow it to go this long? And then when I get to that point, then I'm ready to go to the next.
yeah, no, that not being emotionally selfish thing, bro. Listen, I'll be saying this, and I don't want to jump into that bag right now because I feel like if I do, there's people gonna be saying, actually, you know what? I don't care, bro. I feel like in this life, bro,
This guy is a maniac. Son.
I feel like in this life, son, like sometimes we see a lot of situations to where, especially with guys, bro, it's like niggas don't be caring about how we feel, bro. So it's like when it comes to the thing of how you said about like finding somebody that isn't emotionally selfish, it's like, majority of the people that I want to say a lot of people that we run into in, nowadays, it's like, they be, it's all about them.
It's all about them.
It's all about them. Oh, I got to make sure I feel good. I got to make sure that I'm secure. It's always
It's rare to find people that put others first.
It's rare, bro. And that's the thing that I feel like that is a great non-negotiable, because it's like that will literally X out a lot of people, bro.
Yeah.
It will X out a lot of people. And I think that even like the one thing that you said about like you said that you wasn't gonna pay attention to the red flags if you liked other things.
That was before, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I feel like that is something, if you see that, bro, immediately, bro, you gotta cut that off, bro, because I think it drains you, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it drains you, and I feel as if that you never want to be in a situation to where you're constantly pouring into somebody else, and they don't even care to pour back into you.
Yeah.
So.
With you said the red flags that you would ignore them. When you say ignore them, you mean like, all right, if she's wild in this particular area, it don't really bother me as much. So or you pretend like things don't bother you.
I wouldn't even say pretend, but it's just like if I would be more so concerned with other things. I can see that, but that's like, oh, you can fix that. Like, okay, let's just say if someone's stubborn, okay, that should be a red flag right there, because you're not willing to like
budge
be on
anything.
Same page.
Yeah.
It's a difference between you being mad, you need a second, but I know how to communicate. So, if you feel some type of way, just, if you need a second, express that, and then we'll come back. But if it's, I know how to express myself and I convey my message properly, and you still act like you don't understand, you're choosing to not listen to what I'm saying, and it's like, before I'll probably be like, yo, why are you being difficult? But I'm looking at, I like the way she does this. So, man, we'll get to that. We'll fix that. But now it's like, if you're not willing to do that, you good. Get out.
100. Oh, I love it. I love it.
Now you going.
You going crazy right now. even that, it's crazy. I seen this thing recently about how people think that when they are ignoring someone or they're being like stubborn or they like shut down, they feel like it's just a thing that is protecting themselves. But in reality, that's also being emotionally selfish, because now you're depriving your partner who desires to speak to you of getting a chance to speak to you, and you're not even willing to communicate at all. Like it's like you said, it's cool to be upset. That happens. We're human. But if you're at a point where you're just like blocking out whatever I'm saying, you just want to stick with what you're doing, and you shut me out, it's like, dang, bro, like how you want us to grow from this point? You feel me? There's no room for growth in an area where you just dealing with yourself and you don't want to let no other opinion or no other perspective in. How you gonna grow from that?
And I think to even piggyback off that, I like to feel like that. I mean, any of my old partners can tell me if I'm wrong, but I feel like I create
old partners.
I feel like I create a safe space for them to feel comfortable to express themselves. So I dealt with a few people who, from previous relationships, they didn't know how to express themselves because old partners, or maybe from they came from a certain household where they didn't know how to express themselves. But I'll be like, hey, look, I understand that's probably what you experienced before, but if I haven't done anything to make you feel that way, I would just hope that you could just listen to me and trust me in this moment. If you could look at my actions and my track record is good, then, you know what I'm saying, allow me to lead in this moment where it's just like
I've been solid so far. I ain't tripping.
So it's like, express yourself. And if you keep being like, well, it's hard, then now it's
not necessarily hard. You just don't want to.
You're not used to it. But
and not even that it's not hard, because it could definitely be hard for them. But I feel like it's only, I think a lot of things are hard when you aren't willing to like really
That's exactly it.
So if you're not willing to, because if I'm creating a space that's different from what you've experienced in the past, it's not going to be the same level of difficulty, because in the past, this opportunity did not exist. But now that I'm presenting you with a new opportunity to be comfortable and be safe, that same level of difficulty does not exist there. So if you're still telling me the same level of difficulty exists, you're not really trying, because this is a different space now.
Yeah.
You can't treat this like with the space that you just came from. So again, bro, I think that's a perfect.
And it gets
Perfect
tiring. That's
100%.
what goes to like feeling drained at the end, because you putting all into like, yo, talk. So I'm able to wait, but it's just like, all right, bro, now you doing too much.
How long? I'm gonna wait, bro?
Yeah, it's like, I'm not gonna wait no more.
How long I'm gonna wait, bro?
Yeah.
No, that's funny. So even with that, like I know you was saying how like recently you just been like staying to yourself, you've been chilling, you've been trying to deepen your relationship with God and stuff like that. And then you recently dropped something. You feel me? The name of it is called Hey Love. So like, who's you talking to, bro?
Man,
If you, I'm just.
So the thought of Hey Love came to my head. I have a brand called Ak Love.
Yes, sir, Ski.
So man, it was just something chill. Hey Love, man. Hey Love, how you doing? Hey Love.
If you listen to this, you gotta tell me what you think of Zamba's voice, because this nigga came on here.
3 different voices so far. It's 3 different voices.
Like, for real. Like,
I'm counting in my head. It's 3. That's the third voice right here.
like, go ahead.
Hey, no, I did want to ask. I did want you to kind of expound on that a little bit. You said a couple of things that I've been kind of taking mental notes of. You said that you just learned about the fruits of the spirit before, and you also been like getting more closer to God. And then you also said that because of you removing some of the distractions that you've had with women, that when you was distracted, you wasn't able to make music. But now we've just seen that you just recently dropped a project. So I kind of want you to give us a inside scoop of your brain pertaining to like these past couple months of your journey with learning more about God, and how that intertwines with the music that you're putting out now, and what inspired it, what even inspired you to learn more about God in this season of your life.
Okay, man. So I'm gonna do like a brief summary of how, because I felt like I said this on the pod before.
Yeah.
But
the scary ass dream that you.
it was I was laying on my bed one day and I just started hearing voices, and I was like, huh? And it wasn't like it was speaking in English or anything, but it's just like when you can hear something talking and you're like, wait, that I stay in a townhouse, so I can hear if next door someone's talking or movement, but I was like, that's not what it was. But it was like I heard that one night. The second night, like CPR, like somebody pushed on my chest, and it woke me up on my sleep, like, and I'm like, yo,
boy,
I'm covered in the blood of Jesus, blood of Jesus, blood. So the last night where it was official was I just remember like talking to God. I didn't start my new year off correctly. Normally I'll either be in church or I would pray in the house. I would pray in the house by myself.
Right.
And this new year, I lust and temptation took over me, and I wasn't the best.
Honestly.
But but I just remember like I just felt weird starting off the new year. Like the first week or two was just like I was coasting, and I didn't have like a sense of purpose or anything. And that last night I saw like a TikTok where a lady was like, yo, God loves you, God will forgive you, things of that nature. Yeah. I was just like, man, God, I'm sorry. I just felt convicted. God, I'm sorry, man. I'm just trying to get on track, whatever. So I turned off the TikTok, I turned off my TV, and I was going to sleep. And loud and clear, it was like a voice in my ear that went, and bro, I woke up, man, I'm covered in the blood of Jesus. Bro, I started going, I'm covered in the blood of Jesus. Stop playing with me. Stop playing. So nobody was in the house with me. I'll call my mom. Yo, let's, we get deep in prayer, but bruh. So that's when I called Manny Wells. I called him, and he gave me like a strong talk where it's like, yo, bruh, I've been told you, man, we got to get right with God, spiritual warfare out here. I can't keep holding your hand, bruh. You got to want God yourself. Ooh. And then he gave me a couple Bible verses, and since then, every day, I'll just read the Bible. And then I remember I had a couple talks with him before where I always felt weird because I was just like, it'll suck for me to have kids and I can't teach them the Bible because I don't know characters. I mean, not characters, but people.
Word.
That was heavy.
I don't know nobody. You Jesus.
Yeah, word.
But I'm like, if somebody would say, "Yo, do you know such and such?" I'll be like, "Yo, what story is this? The dude who did?" And I'm like, "I'm sorry." I know verses, but I don't know the context of where it came from, why X, Y, and Z. So when he said that, I'm like, bro, I need to learn this. So like every day, one thing I'll do is like, no matter how tired I am, I have to read a chapter when I wake up and when I go to sleep. And when I started reading that, I'm like, yo, this joint like a soap opera. Like you start looking at and you be like, yo, this dude is cousins to him and he's his nephew. You be like, yo. So that also helped with, like my creative mind. I'm like, yo, this is fire. Like these are different stories that you could tell in different ways, but that helped me get closer to God. So then when I started like feeling the spirit, I remember it was something as chill as I had a friend and I felt like the Holy Spirit was just telling me to tell her father had passed away before. And the Holy Spirit was telling me to tell her, like, ask her how her dad is. I'm like, that's so random. God ain't tell me to do that. And like 5 hours later, she made a tweet that said, I miss my dad so much.
Oh.
I'm like, oh, I got you. So that prompted me now where it's just like, yo, I've been getting closer with God. So as I've been getting closer to him, it's been giving me like a lot of clarity. Because before I just get distracted, I have just like a lot of people in my life. So sometimes I know how to be by myself, but unintentionally I could distract myself by talking to a lot of people. I just have different group of friends that I could pick from and just have different conversations before you know it, an hour, 3 hours done gone by. But then I feel like God has just been like, man, step aside. Hey man, watch out. Like he telling everybody watch out, and it's just like, yo, you gotta. I've been getting messages since maybe the last 5, maybe 6 years where somebody, yo, God wants you to come to him directly. He don't want you going to prophets, he wants you. I'll hear it and I'll be like, all right, obviously you need to have a relationship with God, but I feel like this year it's been like, he's like come to me. And since I've been doing it, writing has been easier. Like I can write a full song 30 minutes.
Man, that is incredible.
Before, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I'll have writer's block and I wouldn't even finish a verse for like 3 months. I'll have like a whole bunch of like incomplete verses. But it's just like now, being by myself, it's just like, bruh, I'll pray before I write now. And then people don't understand like it being spiritual, where the words coming from, like where the ideas coming from, the thoughts. And I'm very visual. So, yo, if I'm writing something, I'll see the movie in my head and I'll just write it out. I'll find creative ways to write it. Oh, damn. Okay, I see this. All right, how you gonna connect the words together? Boom, boom, boom. And God makes it easier where it just falls on my lap. Before, I felt like it was just me trying to put the words together. Like, yo, and that's where it would be an issue. But it's just like, allow God in your house and he just gonna remove
They're gonna work.
Just boom.
Work. I was, what you just said resonated with me because you guys know, like, I've been trying to incorporate, like, prayer into my work even more so than I have in the past. Danny, you remember the last wedding we covered? Yeah. Me and Danny got to the wedding. Once we kind of put our stuff down, it was like, yo, Danny, let's walk outside real quick. And I said a prayer. We both got into prayer and we were done. And the work that was done that day was like, I knew God did that. And every time that I've done that, even in the prep, bro, like when I'm prepping for a shoot, like I feel very much led by the Holy Spirit. And so I try to just let him just continue to do the work. So the work that I've done, I just say the last 6 or so months is the work that I've been most proud of. And it's not even, and it's easy to be proud of it because I don't feel like I'm patting myself on the back. I'm like, I'm really, really happy for what God is doing for me in these spaces. Like there's been mad times where in the past, my anxiety will kick in, you know what I mean? Like all types of like self-doubt kind of like kick in, and as a result, I don't perform to the level that I know that I'm capable of performing. But since then, it's just kind of taught me to let the reins, like let go of the reins a little bit and just let the Holy Spirit kind of like flow and work through me. So I appreciate you for sharing that about the art, man. That was dope.
Yes, sir.
Mm-mm-mm.
No, we had.
What you think? No, we thank God for what he doing, bro. I kind of want you to I know we're not a music podcast, but there's there's 3 songs on your latest project, Hey Love. Kind of wanted you to briefly kind of walk us through, the songs and the meaning behind some of them, like what resonated with you the most when you was doing it.
So the first song is called "Price of a Life."
Money comes and money goes. The price of a life.
Yeah. To even like just try to paraphrase, I remember P&B Rock had died last year.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I remember it shook me up because I was like, damn, that could be me. I was like, damn, he just a dude eating food with his girl. He make music. He eating with his girl. He got robbed. I don't know how many times before he almost got robbed. It's like, dang, he died. Then I remember I was like fasting for November. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna start November off fasting. And I started my November off incorrectly with, I remember I wasn't even supposed to go on my phone, and I woke up to see like Takeoff died. And he died like October 31st going into November.
Yeah.
My phone, I saw like Instagram, everything was, so I'm like, that just messed up my whole day. I'm like, dang, like, I could be, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm thinking about artists, so I'm just like, dang. So then I just remember that like a few weeks after, there was a performance I was supposed to do, and I almost got robbed at gunpoint, where it was like, I was in my car driving, and I was on somebody's block, I guess, and he pulled out the gun, and my car pointed at my car, and I drove away, and it was like, I would try to find another street. He was still following me, and I was scared. So then it just made me think like, dang, like if I was gone, like I could have just been here and gone. So then it was just like, yo, what is the value of a life? Like, what does the life cost? Like, you could just be here and gone. That's like, damn, what's the price of a life? Like, that just made me ask that question, because I'm just like, I don't think people value life. That you could just take someone, you didn't create that life. And even if you created it on a physical level, but God placed that spirit 100%. In that. So you know what I'm saying, who are you to take it away? So it just made me just be like, dang, like people don't value life like that. And there's just been like a lot of deaths that happened within that span. So it's just like, what's the price of a life? That was that one.
Man, bro, that is.
I do, because even with that one, like even how you started was like money comes and money goes. I feel like sometimes people will literally, like, there's hitmen.
Yeah,
you feel me? That will literally take somebody out for money. That's gonna come and go.
Yeah,
you feel me? And it's like, it's something to where it's like, dang, like you really value bread, you value money over someone's life. And I think that something like that alone it's crazy how nuts it sounds, but for some people, that's the reality.
It's a nice little come up though. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Like,
and then if you think about it from,
hold on, what?
No,
what?
It's like, bro,
what?
Y'all saying yeah.
No, I'm not saying
his mic off, bro. Pull the plug out his mic, bro.
I'm not saying yeah. I'm just saying like that's how niggas.
That's how it be. It's a nice little come up.
If you think about it from how you just said that, like, does the hitman value his own life? Because now, when you die, you got to meet somebody.
I mean, I think,
and even in that, they could tell you to go do that, and you end up getting killed yourself.
Yeah,
I think. I mean, we finna go off on a tangent, but I really do think that if you sign up to be a hitman, you kind of don't really care about what happens in the afterlife. There is no afterlife. It's just this is a nice little check. I mean, they've been doing. He's thinking about it, like bounty hunting has been a thing for a long time. Like it was part of law enforcement for a little bit, you know. So. I don't think people look at it like not everybody views life through the same lens as we do.
100%.
So that's why I'm just like, you know,
that kind of go with.
So then you gotta ask them,
what's the price of
your own life?
What's the price of life?
For sure.
I guess.
Would you the second song?
Second song is called "Take It Slowly." I created that last year, and then I like added a second part to it. But man, that was coming off of a breakup. I made a song called LAM before, which is loving, you know what I'm saying?
What?
LAN, you know, the abbreviation. But, you know, that was me talking about everything leading up to the breakup and how I was just like a lover boy. So this one was like everything after. I felt as though, you know, I'll see some things where I'll just be like, bro, she moved too fast. I'll be like, yo, just calm down. Like, you know, not even saying that I want you back, but it's just like, you're not even processing everything that just happened.
100%.
You need to, bro, take it slowly. And Tank had a song called Slowly, so that's the one that I sampled it, so it came together. And then the second part of it was just like, man, I'm telling her to take it slowly, but what about you?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody want to point the finger. You telling her how to live her life. What about you? What you doing? What you doing on your own? So it was more of a reflection of how I was moving fast to a certain extent. I wasn't moving the way she was moving per se, but it was just other areas where it's just like, you didn't even address that. So how are you going to point someone else,
somebody else,
but you didn't address this? So it's like a check my own ego. That was for
That's
that.
a good one.
And then the third song is called See You. That was just more just for vibes, more feel good, because I was like, the last two songs is real deep.
Yeah.
And I didn't want people to just be like, dang.
Or niggas looking to get
You know, you just want like make the spit, like make people be like, oh damn, this is like refreshing, and like leave out. So that was just more of a fun song. My boy Karan, we did some music before. I was like, bruh, I was looking for somebody. I'm like, bruh, I need you. And yeah, we knocked that out real quick. And yeah, that was the 3.
That's a beautiful joint. Ladies and gentlemen, please, man, y'all get a chance, y'all go listen to Hey Love.
Yeah, go listen to Hey
big,
Love.
Big Zom.
Don't make me mad. Yeah.
Big Zom. Make sure y'all tap into that.
Last episode, and I'm gonna bring up the LA Times article because I told you I was gonna bring it up later.
Oh,
So last episode we was talking about Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Right. And we were talking about just how people perceive him and how the nickname Hova can be, you know,
blasphemy.
Okay. So,
but you know that he had it because he said he's the God MC.
Okay. Yes, he does. Yes, that is true. He does call himself that. The God MC. Just remember that.
No.
The second thing, Burna has an article in the LA Times that was published recently, and the writer titled the article "The Gospel of Burna," and Sammy had a
Burna Boy. You know, so my thing, right? Look at me. Look at me. No. Look, it's only because it's funny because my homegirl, she had brought it up in the chat one day, and she said something like, "God, you know, do you think, the way Burna's saying, I don't want to put her name out there, so I'm not gonna say her name because I think the statement was actually ridiculous."
Okay,
right? What she said, you feel me? Do you guys think that there's some type of correlation with how Burna's saying, Big 7 and Jay-Z calls her? I'm like, what, bro? Like, where is the correlation with that?
Oh,
He's calling so Hova and Big 7. I'm like, lady, what are you talking about?
Where are you going with this? Yeah.
But you feel me? Ever since that time, you feel me? There's now the verse on the joint where he said they're gonna call on him like Jesus. Burna said that, and
it says caught on.
I almost want to bet
caught on
that's not the right interpretation of that of that joint.
Regardless,
yeah. Right? So, in my understanding of the song, he said they're gonna call on him like Jesus. And then niggas is saying the gospel of Burna, boy. That's a regular thing to say. That's normal.
My question was,
is that normal?
My question was because now even with that, gospel just means truth, and I think the article was just highlighting the truth about Burna Boy. So for me, I'm like, is the perception of an artist, is it the responsibility of the artist, or is it just who you are as a person?
That's true.
Like.
And I'm not solely putting that on Burna. I don't know how much he had to do with that the title of that article, right? But I'm just, and especially because I know, like, I feel like music is something that niggas don't, not us, right? Because I know we kind of have a better understanding of how like powerful music is, but I think
talking about the influence.
Yeah, the influence of music can be so ridiculous, and I think at times if you don't like see it right away, if you don't like, it could get too late. Like the nigga, what's her name? Uzi, he had a concert, right? And he say, yeah, you feel me? Welcome to hell. This next song gonna take us to hell. And there's people in the crowd saying, no. He said, it's too late. You here now. You already here now. It's too late. And you feel me? And it's like, yeah. And granted, who know, you feel me, how serious something is, but that ain't nothing to play with to me, right?
That's not a joke.
So if a nigga could say it's too late, that means there was a time where you had a chance to make a different decision. You had a chance to make a decision that was different than what you made. and it's too late now. You in the building, you in this joint. And not saying you for me. I don't think Burner really wild and nothing like that too much, but I think it's just something to be like aware of for me, especially like in the times that we in right now. I feel like life is very, not that it's more important now than it's ever been, but I feel like God is really, pressing Himself on a lot of people in this season. I think it's important to be very mindful of the things that we come across. But niggas can get inspired or influenced by anything. The kids I work with at my job, I have a conversation with them this one time about music, and he trying to tell me like, Mr. Sam, it's just music, bro. It don't do nothing to me, bro. And you feel me? The kids I work with, they got like aggressive charges, and I'm like, hey boy, you ain't never listened to no song, and then want to go do something. He's like, yeah, you know what I did. I said, all right then. What we talking about right now, bro? If you could listen to if you could be chilling one moment, and the next moment you hear this song, and it influence you to want to go do something to somebody, like what you think that is though?
Yeah.
Like why you think that happened to you? Because you was just chilling. And we've been in the car, me and him be in the car sometimes, and he'll play a certain song, and I see his mood just change. I say, hey, bro, what just happened to you? We were just chilling in here. Yeah. You put this song on, and now all of a sudden, you know what I mean? And I feel like we gotta be so aware of like music. And again, it's not the only thing, but I think it's such an influential thing that it can kind of slip by you. Cause bro, we used to be jacking Travis Scott. Yeah. The track was called Sweet Sweet. Yeah. And it's like, then we see all the stuff that he got going on. It's like, hold on, bro. I mean, let me take a step back from Boy real quick, because I don't know what he got going on. But, I don't think Burner is wilding for real. You know what I mean? But it's very possible. I wouldn't be surprised.
So to clarify for your question, you're asking me, do I feel like he's wild for letting it go unchecked?
I don't even think he really is in control of that. I think the bigger question is just, how do you feel? You can pretty much respond to what Sammy said in terms of just how people perceive the artist and versus how the artist is, what the artist is actually saying. Yeah.
There are some people who, regardless of whatever you do, they're just going to be OC. There's stan culture. There's just people who make
idolize.
You their idol, make you their idol. You see like the Navy, the Beehive, some of those people who, or the Barbs, you see some people who like you can't say nothing about them, and they're really ready to. I've seen a video where it said Cardi B fan and a Nicki Minaj fan fight. Oh. Those two people don't even know you.
They don't even know you.
And you reckon to see whose gang is stronger.
Hey, you don't think that's a stronghold?
That is a stronghold.
Yo, you possessed at that point, bro. You possessed, bro.
So there's the fans who are crazy, but I feel like the job as the art, you do have some type of responsibility
as an artist,
because you have a certain platform. So it's very careless for you to just be like, man, I just make music, or I just do this, and I don't care who you sign up to be a role model, whether you say, believe it or not, you're somebody's role model, somebody looks up to you. Now, regardless of what your morals are, understand that, okay, if you say, yo, wake up today, there could be an artist who be like, yo, go and kill yourself. Even if it's one person, you influence somebody to go and kill themselves. If you be like, yo, I want all y'all to, all right, look at Kai Cenat. He told everybody, yo, I need all y'all to be at the place in New York, whatever place.
Oh, the gamer, the gamer guy.
He told everybody, yo, I'm giving out whatever.
The free PlayStation.
That joint, I saw like, yo,
people got hurt.
Thousands of people was there.
Packed out, bro.
Now, I look at it different ways. It's just like there were people blaming him, like, bro, you told everybody to come out here and look at all this nonsense that you created. Now, I'm not going to fully blame him for that, because it's just like, yo, everybody has a choice. So he could say that you don't have to do it, but also understand that, okay, you influence a lot of youth. So like if you're going to do something, probably have more structure with this. Hey, we're going to do this. Now, if you know you want to do something like that, all right, maybe get security or
ain't got no security, no nothing.
Now they wilding. Yeah. So if somebody were to die or something like that,
blood is on your hands.
To a certain extent, because people could say that. Now, it just depends on your moral compass and how you feel on that. Some people could be like, bruh, I ain't killing him. Like, it don't got nothing to do with me. But if, depending on someone and their morals, somebody could be like, dang, I was a little careless with this, and then someone died on my watch, or someone died from something that I initiated. So you played a role to some capacity. So to summarize that, the artist to some capacity has some type of responsibility that they should take, but I'm not gonna fully blame them because everybody has their own decisions. Like
And
I can't. Yeah, I'm not gonna force you to do anything.
so the point that you made about like if the artist say something like, all right, this happened on my watch. Like I did something to where I invited all these people here and now somebody died on my watch, right? So sometimes I be thinking like, we all know in this life, you know, we all Christians, you feel me? And we're supposed to do everything that we do to glorify God, right? So sometimes I be thinking, bro, it's like if these artists, and I'm not saying that the artists are, you know, creating idols out of themselves, but I feel like sometimes, you know, and because it is a hard plan to land, a hard plane to land, because my thing is like, as an artist, I wouldn't want anybody praising me. I wouldn't want anybody idolizing me.
But that's just what it comes with.
Exactly.
It.
Because I understand is that like, okay, if you idolize me, if you praise me, when you die, you're done. You from like, because at the end of the day, it's like what does God say? You from, he's a jealous God. You should have no other God before me. And I feel like sometimes people don't understand how they literally make earthly people their gods. You feel me? To where that they will go out to certain places, praise this person, like go to fight for this person, somebody that they don't even know. It's like, bro, this is your idol. This person is your God. So it's like, nah, I think about it. It's like, dang, bro, like that artist that, like, is it the artist's fault for creating this, like, for having that type of aura to where it's like, you know, I allow these people to praise me. I allow these people to idolize me. So it's like, now is that blood on their hands? Because it's like, if you wasn't doing what you was doing, then this person would have never idolized you the way that they did.
I don't think.
I
don't think that's on
you
them.
Can't take response because that's their own, the way they think and how they
That's
operate.
their decision.
Because if it wasn't you, they'll find the next person to do that for.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true.
So you can't take. I'm not gonna be like, yo, I'm not gonna lose sleep over that because like, that's not.
What I will say though is, all right, let's say for instance with like Travis Scott, the incident where people got killed when they were trying to get to the concert. I will say in certain times you are aware of the kind of people that follow you.
Yeah.
So you should probably take the extra step to protect them from themselves. Like you do have the power to do that. Like if you haven't, say for instance, I think it was like a festival outdoors, you don't have enough security to handle the influx of people that you about to have see you. And you know things can get a little hectic when it comes to situations where it's like a large 60, 70,000 festival, 70,000 people at a festival. You better have people that are there to protect them from themselves from causing destruction. And with Travis,
also part of the allure before, like his thing was rage,
and that's what I'm saying. But when, so that's kind of weaponizing it. Yeah, like not weaponizing, but taking advantage of people's.
At that, he misused it.
Yeah.
For that festival, I think. I don't know, but I would hope he learned his lesson. But you know what I'm saying? At that point in time, that's also a form of marketing if you look at it, because you're going to say, okay, people are breaking, like I already have the festival lined up. So people are so like, yo, I can't get in. I must get in. So now when you look at recap videos or hear people had to break in, it does, like for that brand, it's just like he has the, like, all right, if you look at shoes, resale, all this, everybody wants
a piece of him.
Yeah, so that adds to it where it's just like, yo, they had to break in to get to his concert. So now, if that didn't happen, the next year he could be like, man, tickets is extra $100 because now everybody want to get in, so you gonna pay that extra $100.
Yeah, capitalism.
I think my only thing is, I've heard Travis say that it's not a mosh pit if it's not no injuries, right? And I think that there's, and granted, like I think there's a fine line between marketing and you bugging, because I think when you get to a point where you can
you bug it.
Yeah, because it's like, son, what you saying right now, bro? I think when you get to a point where you can like we saying, like at some point you realize, damn, I'm lit. Like I got the power to, you feel me, say something, and it's gonna go crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like once you become aware of that, you have to be, you have to increase your level of responsibility now, because, and it's tough because like you were saying, for me, like you were saying, it's a hard plane to land, right? It's like, how do I, one person, you know, control what millions of people, like some of the people we're talking about have millions of followers, millions, hundreds of millions of followers, and it's like at some point, that one individual cannot do anything for everybody else. But at the same time, I think the same way you got these people by, you know, you doing whatever music or whatever creative stuff you was doing, I think there's a way to insert a level of like safety or even like a level of compassion for these people.
Yeah.
Right? But for me to get on a song and be saying it's not a mosh pit, if it's not injuries, or even just like Travis do a lot of weird stuff. You feel me? And it's like, hey, at one point do we say, hey son, you bugging, bro. Like I know it's marketing and I know this your brand, you feel me? But at the same time, especially after, how can I see someone who have a show, there's people who die at this man's show, and then the next year come, you apologize, and you have a similar show, and there's no, and if there's no improvements towards the show, pretending to like whatever, like security, or even like don't perform this song, bro. Hey, if you know, and that's why I say it's tough, because it's like, hey, this one of my biggest songs.
People pay.
Well, what's the price of a life, bro? What's the price of a life? If you gonna tell me you gonna play this song again, you ain't just see what happened last year, bro.
Nah.
So why you gonna play this song again? You gonna do this same song again after these niggas just was wilding? And it's, I don't know, it's a tough joint for me, because it's like I feel like heavy is the head that wear the crown. It's like, yo, bro, it's a lot of responsibility. It's a lot of responsibility, man, that come when you get to that level. But I don't know, it's tough, because at the same time, it's like, nigga, I'm Travis Scott.
But
like
then
I don't
goes
gotta
to what your morals are, because you said our marketing or bugging. That could be bugging to you. Someone can look at it and be like, I know it sounds harsh, but they be like, bro, I ain't die.
100. But
It's like, where do we draw the line?
That's back to the moral thing, right? And I think, I think morality only exists because of God, right? So I think anything outside of what the Bible says about being a good person, it doesn't matter, because after that, it's just me versus you.
God bless you, right?
One human versus another human. If you tell me you think this is cool, I don't care about that. Like
Opinion
that's not
versus opinion.
It's opinion versus opinion. If we take out God from the perspective of morality, there's no such thing as morality anymore. It's just a bunch of subjective opinions, because as a human, you cannot tell me what you think is more valuable than what I think. That's why what Danny was saying, back to like, if being believers, I think, and it's tough because these niggas ain't really believers, right? So what if we're judging them off of a perspective of, okay, we know that from a moral compass of being a Christian, certain things are not right. But if I remove that standpoint,
I'm not a Christian,
then how do I tell anybody they're wrong? There is no wrong or right after that. Anything is a green
wrong
light.
and right changes by the day. You know what I mean? Like, it's like
it changes. So it's like, again, so yeah, you know, you could say like, all right, hey, to me it might be bugging, but if I'm basing what I'm saying off of what I believe the Bible to say, all right, and then say, hey, bro, you don't got to take that up with me no more. That's between you and God. You know what I mean? And I don't know, you know, God bless Travis, you know, hopefully my son gets himself together, but, you know, I don't know, gang. I don't know.
Speaking about death, man, like, let me ask y'all, have y'all ever had like a death close to y'all, and how have you processed it? If you have?
ooh, damn.
Yeah.
What made you ask the question about us processing?
Yeah, man. I feel like within the last, I'll say probably 3 years, I've experienced a lot of death. I've seen it like up close in person. Just about like 2 weeks ago, my grandma passed away. 2 years ago, my dad died. I have like friends, and then I had like 2 childhood friends I went to school with. Within a span of a week, they both died. And yeah, it's just been so much death that I don't want to say numb, but now it's starting to feel just like regular. And I feel like I know obviously like people die, but now being, I guess, the age where I can't say I'm not gonna necessarily say there's a specific age when people die, because anybody can die whenever. But as you're getting older, now you can start seeing like, oh, maybe this is how our parents felt when such and such passed away. You start seeing it's like people you grew up with gone, like key figures, and it's just like, oh dang, like, and people don't really talk about like grief. They don't talk about the different types of grief depending on who it is to you. So it's just like the grief from my dad, like processing that, and then it's just like, okay,
wow,
what does it look like to be a man? I don't have like
example.
Yeah, like what does that look like? And the time where my father had passed away, I feel it was like a weird time period because I was in a new spot. A lot of things changed and shifted in my life. So like when he wasn't there, it was like, oh, I don't necessarily know what life looks like without you, because I never had to. You've always been there to some capacity.
How old were you?
I was 26, and he died like a week before my birthday and his birthday. His birthday's 2 days before mine.
Oh.
So it's like I couldn't even really celebrate my birthday. It was like last week he just passed, and then even too like the person I was dealing with, it was a miscarriage. So it's just like,
oh wow,
with something like that, you just be like, oh damn. Sometimes you'll obviously think of the woman because it's her body and how she processes it, but I don't think I've ever really hear people talk about the male perspective. Sometimes there's some guys who be like, I don't care, like like it is what it is. But there's some people, for me, it kind of messed me up in that point in time because we found out the news that that person was pregnant like a few months after my dad died. So in a way, it's like a life after death type of thing, and I'm like, damn, is this my dad trying to bless me for it?
I know what you mean.
And so
yeah.
it's like, all right, well, I'm looking at it as a blessing, and then when you find out that the baby dies, it's like, oh, like, damn, how I didn't know how to take it, and it's like I felt sad, but you have to be strong for your partner because they're crying. It's like you want to be strong, but it's just like, yo, I'll be in my room just like, damn, like I'm messed up, and I don't really know a lot of people who can relate. So it's like you got to deal with it yourself. Then when you see friends, and then you see like certain people like self-harm, and you be like, that's not normal. I remember back in the day, it was like when you hear that, it's just like,
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now within the span of like 2 years,
COVID.
I know like 4 people who I've like had interactions with, and I would say like I knew them to some capacity, or friends that self-harmed, and I'm like, damn, that's not supposed to be normal like that. And that's also like another reason why I made like Price of a Life, because it just made me feel like now I'm seeing death up close in person, and I'm hearing it, and it's just like it put me in like a questioning phase. I know I'm a goofy person naturally, but sometimes when I see that, it just kind of made me be more serious. 'Cause I'll be like, all right, certain stuff is not funny. I remember like when my dad first passed away, I'd always try to make a joke. Man, hey, and my friends were like, nah. I'm like, man, mess with me, like, because the pain was too much. So I'm trying to laugh it off. And that was the first time where they was all like, nah, bro, nah. And that joint hurt because now you just had to sit down and think, and you just be like, why does it hurt? Okay, like, if he was here, what would he have shown you? And then it's just like, dang, as beautiful, I'm happy that you getting married, but then there's something in my head, you be like, dang, you won't even get to see me get married.
Oh.
Then it'll be something, you be like, people be like, yo, I just had my kid, and you won't even see your grandkids. And then it's somewhere, my sister, I have an older sister who was his daughter. He shipped her away at when she was like 14, so she didn't see him for like 20 years.
Damn.
And he passed away. So I feel sorry for her because it's just like I can only imagine her feeling like, damn, her father didn't really mess with her, and that she didn't even get to see him for 20 years, and she already got kids. So her kids never met their grandfather, and she never got to like rectify that situation that she had with my father, and he just passed away. So it's just like my brain just keeps thinking about stuff like that. So sometimes I don't even really have a chance to laugh or be goofy the way I would like to. It's just like I'm just in deep thought a lot, and yeah.
I think my only experience with death close to me in my family is I have a few actually now that I think about it, but the one that sticks out the most is my dad's mom, my grandma. And I've talked about her on the pod before, and my grieving process when I was young, when it happened, the way I found out, first of all, kind of threw me for a loop, because by the time I found out she had passed away, it had already been about 3 months. She passed in March of 2004. I found out in June that year when I got home from school.
Wow.
And I was in boarding school, and at the time there's no internet, no nothing like that. I didn't have any phone, so my only form of communication is if somebody came to visit me or whatever the case is. So when I got home, when I found out that she passed, the only thing I really remember doing is just being very, very quiet. Like I was to myself, you know. When I saw because usually when they do the wake at home, there's like a printout of the person that passed away.
Yeah.
Then I think it's a obituary,
Yep.
right? And it was hanging on the wall of the room that I was staying in her house. So I had seen it. I just sat there and I stared at it, and that was pretty much it as far as the grieving process. I didn't actually emote or express some type of emotion until almost like 10 years later in 2014. I remember on the eve of the anniversary of her death, I just felt very, very troubled. You know what I mean? Like I couldn't sleep. It was bothering me. Like, and I didn't, something was bothering me, and I didn't really know what it was. And then I remember midnight had passed, and I think a family member that I was friends with on Facebook at the time posted a photo of her and said that it was the anniversary of her death. And that's when it just came, but like we're talking about like 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm crying for like hours, you know. So processing it, I think, was tough because I was 13. I was young. I didn't really know how to handle death, even to an extent today. Now, the only way I really, really handle death, you know, thank God it hasn't been as close to me since, is just by praying and just really just trying to be a source of warmth, you know, to whomever that's grieving. But beyond that, I don't know if there's like a playbook, you know, because even you said there's so many different types of death, I guess. You know, there could be someone that's even within the family. How you feel when your grandma passed must be different. It must have been totally different from when your dad passed. You know what I mean? It's just like, how could you possibly walk through that? You know, and is there an order to walk through? So
no, I don't think there's an order at all. I don't know, but death is one of the life is one of the it's so crazy, and I think it doesn't really hit me until there is a source of I think when people have children, like when children are born and when people die are the 2 times in life where my mind is so blown. And then I think in those moments it's really like, hey, there's, you know how people say like we're never gonna know everything about God. I think in those 2 moments shows me that the most. And I remember when my first time I've lost somebody close to me, I think I was like 19 years old. And since then I can't even count how many of my friends in passing, you know, or uncles or aunts that have passed. But I know now I kind of almost like, I kind of just almost like take it on the chin and just, you know, all right, God, whatever, you feel me? Because again, like growing numb to it, I think I've kind of grown almost numb. And it's tough because sometimes I'm not. Like my man's passed earlier this year, and you know, it's a dude that I was real, like, for me, whenever we seen each other, it was always love. We always had a great time, and to be able to see that like happen, I'm like, yo, bro, what? You know, it's something that I don't know if I even really have the words to express how it made me feel. I remember my uncle passed, I think, last year, and one of my mans, he celebrated the birth of his daughter. I mean, her first birthday or something like that, that same week. So I went to a funeral and then a birthday of a newborn, or like a 1-year-old, the same week. Or I think maybe he just had a kid or something like that. But it was in the same week, and it just put me in such a quiet space, bro. Because it's like, hey, how can this be life? How can it be someone can die and another person can be born in the same week? Like, what that does to me is like, how do I portion my emotion? How do I say, okay, we're going to be sad this day. 3 days later, all right, now let's turn it off and let's be happy for. It's like, bro, where is the manual on how to deal with that level of emotion?
Yeah.
And like the grieving process is one that I think, I don't know, bro. I don't. It's a very difficult thing to deal with, bro. I feel like, especially when you are like when you've touched. I remember the first time. I remember just, I just kept saying, hey, we was just here together. Like, I just saw you. And I'm never going to see you again now. And I think, like you were saying something before, like, it's crazy. Like, sometimes I think about it randomly. Like, if I'm at the movies or something, I think, damn, bro ain't going to be able to watch this movie. Or if they got like, or if I'm eating something, like, hey, he ain't never going to be able to, or she never going to be able to have this. And like when it comes, and it's so, it makes me appreciate life so much. And niggas might think I be like joking sometimes, but it's like even certain stuff. Like if I seen, so like they be talking about like LeBron's documentary, like whenever it come out. And one of my thoughts is like, I hope I'm alive for that, because, and granted, you feel me? That's like I don't know, that may be like a not so serious thing, but to me, it's like you really have to appreciate being alive for anything.
Yeah.
Like the fact that I'm alive right now, I'm holding a microphone in my hand. Like, this is favor. You feel me? This is, this is a blessing to be able to do this. And I think once you get to it, so like I guess to answer, it made me like heighten my senses about how grateful to be about life. Like I think even there was, remember I was telling you earlier about something about like what does suffering do to people in life. And I think at times it just depends on how you look at it. But I think one of the things that it does, for me at least, it makes me grateful for the times that I do have. Because again, like the littlest thing, I could pick this water up and drink it right now. There's someone that can never do that again.
Especially not when you're in Mexico.
What?
I'm just saying. Boy, I came back, had diarrhea for a week.
Yo. Bro, this guy is crazy.
That was not a fun
bro.
experience. I'm telling you that right now.
But yeah, bro, that I don't know. Grief is something that I think is it's a mystery. I don't know if there's one answer on how to properly deal with it. I think it's just.
I know one of the things that I started to realize with grief is that you have to feel the emotions. You got to go through the process of feeling whatever, but you also got to celebrate. I feel like sometimes we see it as, oh, this is a bad thing, bad thing, bad thing, bad thing. But it's like, bro, like the impact that this person done left on this earth, like take that. You feel me? Take it, celebrate it, enjoy it. Because at the end of the day, it's like if we're just gonna harp on the bad things that happen, or that the person is no longer here, it's like, yo, for how long? Mm-hmm. You feel me? Like for how long are we gonna put ourselves in that mindset till it's like, dang, bro, like, and of course, like the emotions are gonna come. Yes, you're gonna be sad about it, but also remember the good times. I feel like we can't be so fixated on, I'm sad. This is that. It's like, bro, like what happened with this person that made you feel happy? Like what were the moments with this person that brought you joy? And it's like, bro, like take that and use it for like future things, or like in future relationships and stuff like that. Because it's like, yo, they're not coming back. You feel me? So it's like, bro, like let me be more focused on the fact that this person has touched my life in such a great way that like I'm just grateful that I was even able to meet this person. I was grateful that I was able to even have a relationship with them, because now it's like, dang, bro, like I am going to use what you taught me in my life moving forward. Yeah. You feel me? And it's like I'm not going to allow the relationship that we had to go to waste. It's like, nah, I actually learned a lot here. So it's like, let me use this and not take the relationship that we have for granted. You feel me? And that's why even even and that is also part of the reason why I say even now with people that are still here, it's like, bro, I'm gonna enjoy my niggas. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
It's like I'm gonna enjoy them. So it's like, bro, like I don't want to wait until I don't want to wait until, you know, something happened for me to say, dang, bro, like I'm doing this for bro. I'm living life. It's like, bro, like it's like I don't want to do that. And even at the end of the day, it's like I don't want to sit here like I don't want something like that to happen. And now I feel like I gotta live life for this person. I'll never forget, bro. After JJ had passed, it was probably like a few months later. I had a dream, and in the dream, he was in it. He was like, bro, like stop worrying about me. Live your life.
Damn.
Wow.
And it's like I'm like, bro, like dang. And he was like, yeah, like
Wow.
in the dream, he was basically saying like, yo, like I lived my life already. Go live yours.
Mm-mm-mm.
And I'm like, bet. You feel me? It's like because it's like, dang, bro, like, yo, you're right. You're right. It's like I was put here for a reason. I'm put here to live my life. It's like, bro, like do everything that you possibly can. You feel me? And it's like with that, it's like appreciate the people that was here. Because even thinking about it, it's like I wouldn't want to be gone and then somebody's walking around, oh, I'm doing this for Danny. No, you're not doing it for me, bro. It's like everything that you do it unto the glory of God, bro. Like I am not your God, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? So it's like even with that, it's like, bro, you know, like I want people to understand that, like, yo, in this life, it's like, bro, like enjoy your people. Live your life. Yes, grieve. Yes, experience all of that. Like, because you don't want to be bottling up those emotions. And then now it's like something happened and boom, trigger. You don't want everything to be a trigger, bro.
That's good. That's real good.
You
Yo,
feel me?
Real quick, right? One thing I remember I learned, this dude, he preached this sermon this one day when I was living in Maryland, and he was talking about like death and like how people deal with it. And he said something like, what is it that you can say that you own in this life? Like, what can you look at and say you own? And you can't look at your parents and say that you own them. You can't look at your friends and say that you own them. Or you can't look at, you feel me, whatever, and say that you own it, because you did not create any of these things. And he was trying to get people to understand, like, there's going to be a time where somebody is gone. And a better way to deal with that is to like kind of just consult God who created these things and kind of understand that everybody's here for a reason. You might be a part of that person's story, but you did not create that person's story. So when the person who created it, or, you know, says, hey, okay, it's time to come on back, it's something, it's going to be tough, but like a better way to kind of like, I guess he was trying to like relay a message to where a better way to deal with it is to understand, okay, God had a plan for this person that he owns or that he created, and that plan may have come to an end. So it's time for it, you know. And I'm like, that joint blew my mind because I never thought about it in that, you know, way at all. Because I think it's a thing like we all, you know, we grow these relationships like these is my niggas or these is my friends or my cousin or my, for me. And at the end of the day, hey, these people don't belong to us.
Yeah.
As crazy as it, you feel me, as it may sound, but it's like in reality, it's like, yeah, at the end of this, like, then all of this is to the glory of God. Anything else outside of that is, you know.
Zamba, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me, man. I appreciate you.
No, we appreciate you, man.
How you feel?
Big 7.
I cannot.
I feel great, man. I've been waiting to get back on this, man, since I think February or March.
Bro, you're welcome anytime. Anytime. You know, anytime you feel like coming on, and maybe next time you pull up, probably Kumi will be on the microphone.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting.
That's a nah. That's a get. That's a get.
That'll be interesting.
But Sammy, you want to hit us off with a good word?
Ladies and gentlemen, we have come. What number episode is this?
That's episode number 46. 46.
Yeah, I'm about to say, what was that?
You got a mint in my mouth, my man. Sorry.
Episode number 46. We have come to the conclusion of another episode with the same message, and the message is: don't allow the hood to change you, man. Please don't let the hood change you. But Make sure that you change the hood.
Yes, sir. Hey,
Yes,
y'all
sir,
stay
ski. Yes, sir,
blessed.
ski.
Y'all
Yes, sir,
stay
ski.
beautiful.
Yes, sir, ski.
Zamba, we appreciate you, my brother. We love you always. We out of here.
This is a very somber episode.
I know I sin, it's a part of me, but part of me. Back and forth, it's a lottery. Heaven to hell's the policy like it ought to be, but I'm choosing one like monogamy.